So let's say, for instance, I wanted to determine the collective height of placing a pen with our 19.5 millimeters diameter on top of my cup. Perhaps I'm aligning some optical system for it. And say I go and I use my same ruler and I measure that this cup is 96.0 millimeters tall. Note that I did keep my 0 since I do have confidence with regard to the tenths of a millimeter, but no more. Now if I'm going to add these numbers together, this is intuitive enough. Using the same instrument, we have the same precision on both of them. We will keep we end up keeping the same number of decimal places and we're good to go. Yes? But what if we come to a situation in which we have different precisions for different items? Let's say, for example, in measuring my cup, I had to move my ruler. Say my ruler wasn't long enough. So I measured up to a some mark, and then I moved my ruler to start at that mark and measure the rest. At which point, my precision has lost any kind of certainty with regard to the tenth of a millimeter. And so in that case, I'd be looking at a situation like this, 19.5 millimeters plus 96 millimeters. Now, in my final reporting of this number, this cumulative height, I really have no justification to report anything of substance out to the tenths place. So what I end up doing is I carry through the addition and then I round to the smallest number of decimal places found in my addends. So that's an important point. In addition and subtraction, we go with the smallest number of decimal places. That's what we round to in our final answer. My preference when I round such answers is I like to draw a line through it and then give my rounded final answer. That allows me to keep the more precise result of my calculations. Even if it's not something I can actually report, I can keep it here and have it on hand for, say, if I need to do further calculations. This idea of further calculations brings up an important point. If you have multiple calculations you're going to do with your measurements, it's best to do your rounding at the very end. That is to say, only right before the place where you report the value. And then, if you can, go back to the number that was on your calculator or what have you to do further calculations.